Champlin Park High School Stadium for girls soccer, the last day of the season before we head into playoffs, and we're barely into October. This is Chip Childs, and we've got the legendary Joe Ruland along with us. We've got girls soccer, Shakopee versus the Champlin Park Rebels. Joe, last day, a couple of good teams lined up here for today.
There is. You got a Shakopee team, very young. They started the season. They didn't. They won their first 5 games, got a tie, then won their next 3. And speaking with the coaching staff before that, to say, hey, they said we're young. After that, we hit some teams with a lot of depth and a lot of experience. They come in with a mark of 9-5-1. But since that start, they have dropped 5 of their last 6. But they feel good about where they're at. Had a great match against Rosemount, dropped that 2-1, but felt like the youth of their team and the younger players a little bit more composed against Rosemount. Meanwhile, you got the Rebels, currently undefeated, 11-0-2. They've scored 40 goals on the season, have only allowed 15. They've got a good flow coming here towards the end of the season. After today, they're going to set up with sections and have those seedings ready tomorrow. So, you know, the Rebels want to come out strong, and the other thing that's strong here today, Jim, is the wind. It's probably gust up to, I saw, 33 miles an hour. And usually they always say, the coaches, hey, keep the ball low. It's not going to affect too much. But, Jim, today I think that wind does play a role.
It certainly will play a role today. And, you know, Joe, every time that we've ever done a game here, that I've ever done a game here, it seems like it comes out of the south. Every single time it's directly south, comes right through. So whoever is moving right to left will have the advantage. Speaking with Coach Alvarez, who in his 4th year has done just an outstanding job. This is kind of what he has envisioned since he started, getting his culture, the emotion, and the encouragement that he gives has been really outstanding. I think we've done a number of his games, and you can hear him up here in the box coaching his team, and sometimes you just never hear that from some of the field managers, and he's done a great job with that so far. But yes, the wind is going to be a factor today.
And you got the Rebels, coming towards the end of a season. And sometimes it can be a challenge. You're undefeated, 11-0-2, and you're doing 2 things. A, want to stay healthy, want to keep winning, and want to get that number 1 seed in that section. They're headed for that number 1 seed in the section if they can collect a win here this afternoon. Yeah. In doing so, the last couple of games, we had a chance to see them at Anoka. They won that 4-0. Then they picked up a 6-1 win, did the Rebels over Osseo. And then a 3-1 win over a very tough Blaine team. There's one player that is, you have the consistency of Lee, who scores, and she had 3 goals against Osseo, 2 against Blaine. But there's another outlier, an X-factor player I think we need to look out, and that's for Sam Harbaugh. Harbaugh has scored 3 goals in her last 4 games. Obviously, you've got Collins. She's always there, ready to hit. And then, of course, Ansley as well, Ansley Kresbach also contributing, but you're starting to see this team kind of mold themselves for the postseason, and you like to see it, and I enjoy seeing a variety of different goal scorers for Champlin Park, because you're going to need that come postseason.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Joe. And you can see right now we are waiting for the starting lineups, as there has been a little technical glitch here. Hopefully we've got things rolling. I think they're just about ready to roll here. You mentioned Jessica Lee. Jessica Lee, a transfer from Maple Grove. Last year as a sophomore, scored 9 goals as a freshman at Maple Grove. Maple Grove is a large school, obviously, with a lot of people going out for sports and athletes. She was able to tally 3 goals as a freshman on the varsity, which is very impressive. So warm day, about it's mid-80s right now, possibly getting up to 90. But that wind out of the south is definitely.
And let's join. What do we say we join them for the starting lineups here?
So we'll go into the Champlin Park starters right now. As they get introduced, in net will be Cora Krebsbach. She is, as a freshman, has been outstanding, Joe. One of the best, obviously in the Northwest Suburban and Section 5, but she has been outstanding. Ainsley Krebsbach, her sister, is out there along with Tatum Morley. Ava Madsen will be one of the middies for the Rebels. Caitlin Shortbridge, who had an excellent game, the last one we did against Anoka. Wiley Sissenbath, one of her defensive line mates back there, is also back there. Megan Collins, you mentioned her. She has had, the seniors had an outstanding year. She is sitting at 5 goals so far on the season. I'm sorry, 9 goals on the season. She had 3 the night that we were there. She was fantastic. Kate Kelly out there is on the mid. Mia Schellenberg back there on the defense, and then Sammy Harbaugh. You'll notice her. She's the one that's got the cast on the arm. That's the identifying trait that she has. She got hit by a ball in the pinky, and that broke it, and she's on the road to recovery, but playing in the final. Number 28, the junior Jessica Lee. And Joe, you had mentioned how strong she has been this season, and the chemistry between her and the other Harbaugh and Collins. It's been pretty impressive.
Yes, yeah, she's been swinging that ball, really trying to distribute some assists. We saw that in Anoka. She almost posted up like a center, and just in front of the 6 would receive that ball, spin it out, and try to find a forward right outside the 18 or wherever. But yeah, I think she's learning. And with that, hey, she can shoot as many times as you want. I'm guessing that's unleashed, unlimited amount. And she can fire that ball. It releases, comes off her foot so well. But as it gets time, here in sections, you're going to see teams kind of triangulate around her defensively, and that's going to leave it open. Now the national anthem.
We'll take a break. We'll be back in just a second.
Go to bed hungry? At Feed My Starving Children, we're working hard to change that. But we can't do it alone. We need your help. It's a fun, rewarding, and impactful way to spend your time. Plus, it's something you can do with friends, family, or even your coworkers. Ages 5 and up and all abilities are welcome. We take care of you every step of the way, from greeting you at the door, increasing your understanding of the impact of world hunger, to specific volunteer roles. We're here to serve you. And together, we'll celebrate the powerful impact you've made in less than 2 hours. So join us at FMSC Coon Rapids and be part of something bigger than yourself. Find more details and sign up for a volunteer slot at fmsc.org/volunteer. Together, we can feed every child until all are fed.
Last games of the regular season for both teams. The section seeding meetings will be tomorrow morning for both sections, and coming out of Section 2 is the Shakopee. Right now, they're kind of mid in between a 4 and a 5. Edina and Minnetonka, along with Chanhassen and Prior Lake. In the QRF rankings, Joe, they're 10, 11, 13, and 14. So if they have games today, somebody may be deciding their fate as of today.
Well, you know, I know, and speaking with one of the assistant coaches, Brooke, she says we'd love to get a 4 seed because we'd love to at least have one game at home. Yeah. But it's, we're wagering right now between the 4th and the 5th seed. We'll see where it transpires. There's a 40 on the clock. I don't know if that's minutes or that's the miles per hour of the wind that has been gusting here this afternoon from Champlin Park High School. And that will, as we mentioned, play a role here. And with their back to the wind here in the first half, it's going to be the Sabres at Shakopee. 9-5-1. They've dropped 5 of their last 6, including a loss 2-1 to Rosemont. They will have the wind to their back as we begin this match.
As you see in the white jerseys, Welby Shakopee, and Big Boot comes out going down, looking on the near side for Alex Braden, and that one will roll all the way. That'll be a throw in for the Rebels. Sissenbath will throw it in.
Yeah, Sissenbath on that defense. She's such a core player as a center back for the squad, and a couple of players you need to watch out for as well with the Sabres, is they have some pretty balanced scoring. They have Michaela Lee with 7 goals. Number 19, they also have Lindahl, 7 goals as well, followed with Bryn Hartman, number 24. She has 6 goals. So if they can come at it from a lot of different ways. Lopez with 5 goals, number 20.
Having to retrieve the ball a little bit more challenging
Those
today.
ball changes are going to put on some mileage today.
Yes, absolutely. Lee gets it up front looking for Collins. Collins able to cut in front, and kicked out of bounds was Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets back for the Sabres, looking down for for Harbaugh. Harbaugh with 2 Sabres on him. A little drop pass trying to get it to Krebsbach, and that one goes out. It'll be Sabres ball.
And you saw some of the keepers. They're giving, doing some practice kicks from about the 40 towards the goal, into the wind and with the wind at the back. It's such, a smart repetition and practice before, because I'll tell you, it's tough as a keeper. That ball's going to be knuckling enough, and the movement and the motion. If you're the Sabres right now, you better be crashing that net on anything that's going near the net, and you've got some great hands in goal. And Cora Krebsbach for Champlin Park. She comes in with the goals against, a very stingy 1.15.
Absolutely, and this one goes down as a nice fit, and then shot in by Lee. Boy, I'm kind of hidden from that a little bit, but what a nice shot by Lee. Goes right on to Faith Harder. Harder is sophomore goalkeeper for the Sabres and gets the start today.
Yeah, they have Reese Craig, who has been the keeper most of the season. She has an injury. They want to get her ready here for section play, so they went with the sophomore Faith Harder.
So it'll be a throw in on the far side going back for the Sabres. Sabres, like you mentioned, they started out gangbusters, and then they ran into some sectional opponents and some South Suburban opponents that were pretty deep, depth-wise and talented. And as you mentioned, quite a few young players on the Sabres. And there will be a foul on the far side. That's Sissenbath that picks up the foul kick coming to the Sabres. Gonzalez will take it. From around the 30-yard line, Krebsbach giving direction. That punt comes in, and nice short hop catch by Krebsbach. Boy, she is so confident back there. That freshman has no fear at all. We've seen that all year on. Let's see how she delivers a kick.
But you also saw how well that ball carried. It has some velo behind it. Now a chance for Lee.
Yeah, Lee on the break. Gets past Gonzalez, comes into the box, and gets around Fader, and there's a goal. Jessica Lee tallies early for the Rebels.
Well, Lee had to settle that ball. The defender tried to get after it, tried to redirect, did not, and that really gave Lee a chance to work with that ball inside the 18, navigate it, and the keeper came out, tried to defuse that scoring opportunity, could not, and she tucked it in the corner of the sock drawer, the lower 90, for the first goal of the game here today for the Rebels. They're underway. A goal comes at about 3:30 of this first half.
Yeah, Gonzalez just missed that one, and that for the defense. And Jessica Lee, she just doesn't make mistakes. She has such control out there. That was goal number 22 on the season. Throw in now for Hansen. Hansen gets through Kelly, gets past Kelly, down in the corner. Breeden drops it back for Hansen. Hansen keeps it in momentarily. That'll go out. It'll be goal kick for the Rebels.
That ball, even on the ground,
yeah,
just picks up speed.
Well, actually, they're calling it a throw-in. Lee using her body. Nice job with using her body, and then gets tripped up by Breeden. They'll go for a free kick. Rebels want to push. As Morley will take it.
Look at the layout here. It's a 4-3-3 that the Sabres bring with their formation Saturday afternoon. As they, again, dropped 5 of their last 6, but 9-5-1 overall. And had a pretty strong start. Some common opponents that these two teams have had is Eden Prairie. Both of them defeated Eden Prairie by a score 2-1 earlier this season. And then it was Egan, whereas the Rebels defeated Egan 2-1. And it was a 3-0 loss for the Sabres, and they played Egan back on September 16th.
Sadie Lee on a through ball, trying to get it on the far side over to Barras. And that one goes out of bounds back to the Rebels. Rebels turn it around. And that will go out. Rebels ball. Well, it was Rebels ball initially. Now it's Shakopee ball.
Yeah, it seems like any little bump looks like that ball's been on a springboard.
Yeah.
It's bumping and just explodes down the field. But early goal against this wind on a breakaway opportunity for Lee and the Rebels. 22nd goal of the season for Lee.
When heads down on the far side. Rebels able to clear it momentarily. And Lee comes back, and it's Lee versus Lee right there. Sadie versus Jess. That one goes on to the far side. Kelly punches it up, and you can see, Joe, there's not a lot of control with trying to clear that ball. It's you were fighting not only against Shakopee, but you're fighting against the wind.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, on this turf, even more so, as you can see, everyone's kind of having to make some adjustments. The passes that you think are going to go and follow, you can see them right now trying to reverse the field. But even those balls on the turf tend to drift, so you've got to square it up solid on passes.
Now here comes Collins. Collins has got Lee with her. Drops it down for Lee. That Harbaugh coming right in at about the 6th. Little pass out to Harbaugh, and that one just fails to connect just behind Harbaugh.
Harbaugh got a bit deep that time, almost just inside the 6, and Lee was going to leave it for her probably at the top. Just missed with that connection, but there you get a look at Harbaugh. She's been kind of an X factor here the last 3-4 games, and I think she'll play a critical role come postseason as well.
Shakopee now with it. That is Hartman. Hartman makes a run and gets bumped out off foot by Schellenberg. Schellenberg has been a force this season. We've done a number of games like we've talked about, and that Siesenbath and Schellenberg line back there have been rock solid.
Yeah, some center backs playing extremely well. And who can forget that they're going today against Jim, the Abby Wambach, who has the ball now, moved off the ball. I chatted with the coach about that, and she's like, yeah, that's kind of a tough name to live up to.
Here comes Collins. Collins against Gonzalez. Gonzalez, nice job using her body to get in front of that and slow down Collins. And that'll be a throw-in, and subbing in will be Ari Egan.
One of the seniors on this team for Shakopee is Gonzalez back there on the back line, and she sealed off Collins that time as she tried to work around her in an effort to get to that loose ball.
It is a three-pronged attack up front. Collins trying to get around Real Juarez, and that one goes out. That could be a throw-in for Rebels down deep. You see there is a gap in between out now, trying to fill a little bit for the Rebels, but there's a large gap in between now, taking off. Plenty of room, and the wind beneath your wings. And it's a little give and go. Now here comes the through ball on the far side. That's Hartman. Hartman passes it, and right there, Dora Krebsbach.
Hartman, 6 goals, 2 assists there. Caught up with that through ball. Well timed. Tough to do that because if you're on the field right now, it almost feels like you're going down a hill with a pass and the wind behind you. You got to catch up with it. Put it right on the foot of Hartman that time. Did the Shakopee teammate, and a good save and no rebound for by Cora. Cora 1,040 minutes she's logged this year every game. It's a save percentage of .766. Allowed 15 goals on the season.
Now the Shakopee on the far side over there again as Barras kicks it out. It'll go back to the Rebels. Hey, tonight, just a reminder, starting at 5:30, it is the Champlin Classic. It is 13 schools coming up here, marching bands that will go from 5:30 to 10 here right on the field here. Lee comes into the box, goes to her right, then it was centering, looking for Collins coming out. It will be went off of must have gone off of Egan, and that will be a goal kick.
So Jim, you played in the marching band when you were
I did.
Windy day like this, do you have your music memorized, or you remember? I remember at the trombone we had to have a couple of clips there to be able to hold that music up in front of us. With this wind, it could be a band changer as well.
Well, you always worry about the tuba guys. You know, are they going to get blown over, and or the bass drum? But yeah, they had clips and.
That's cool. I would like to see that. A big fan of the marching band scene.
Well,
and
most
13 here tonight.
Yep, there'll be 13, including most from the Northwest Suburban. That one shot from Lee just inside. That one goes off and over the nets. So it will be another goal kick. You know, the wind really has not been a factor as of right now for the Rebels. They have been able to keep the attack on. And here comes Kelly. Kelly drops it back. Over to Egan. Egan giving off the ball.
Yeah, and a couple of strategies, Tim, or Jim as well, as Coach Alvarez mentioned, they'd have it in the second half. It also kind of gives you a chance to kind of get a feel on just how active that ball would be on passes, how you need to settle it as well. So I think that's a win-win with it here in that in the second half when you do get it, because you get a chance to make your adjustments. That is a win-win if you can maintain a lead or that goose eggs or tied. But right now, Rebels with a 1-0 lead.
You got it. And now Egan able to push it up, and that will roll out. We are 27 minutes left in the first half here, 13 minutes in. The Rebels scoring on a Jess Lee breakaway, her 22nd of the season. Last year she had 9 as a sophomore, so now, and 3 as a freshman. So now she's at 35 total goals for her high school career. The Sabres now, a little crisscross action. The Rebels keeping pressure on. That's Krebsbach. Ainsley creates a turnover, and the Rebels are in business for a second. Gonzalez throws it down. Nice header by, I believe that was Schellenberg. Breeden, little touch pass, and coming out will be Krebsbach. Krebsbach will get there quickly. Boy, that was a lot closer than it seemed like it needed to be. Krebsbach a little bit tentative on getting out. Good long line drive, lands at midfield, a little bit past. Yeah. Lee gets it.
That's an ideal punt. It comes to that, to just keeping it low, trying to keep top spin, and to drop it just before the 50 is well done. You give your teammates a chance to kind of get some flow going and to settle it.
Krebsbach loses it and tries to get it back. Able to there, and then loses it again. Shakopee at midfield will have a free kick. And Shakopee now trying to mount a little offense. The banging you hear are doors and stands. I think the stands are moving every time the wind blows. As we're feeling it up here in the press box with the hurricane force winds. Free kick by Gonzalez. Gonzalez throws it in and gets through all the way. A couple of hops. Cora Krebsbach there.
Let's just see this punt. Kind of a sidewinder, kind of that Aussie style they use for punting in football, but you need that to kind of get the top spin. The last thing you want to do is get underneath. I'll punt here.
So the Sabres get it back. Krebsbach gets called for an elbow. And they'll be about the 30, about the 35. Be back a little bit as, again, another free kick and trying to keep it. They need a holder, Joe.
Yeah. You know, I was just thinking of it. It's like a tee in golf, but something that can keep it before it takes off.
Pops it into the box. That one cleared out momentarily. Egan now throws it up. Settled it by Hahn. Hahn drops up to Breeden. Breeden gets it now. Sabres looked like they had a shot, and that one Hartman had a shot there. Didn't feel comfortable with it. Dropped it over to Alexis Breeden, and then was taken out.
Well, you know, with that win for the Rebels on Thursday, 3-1 win over Blaine, that clinched the Northwest Suburban Conference for the Rebels. In second place, Rogers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A team that also had, but they pick up the wins versus points. And then earlier this year, the Rebels defeated Rogers 3-1. So they've also played well against Centennial. Centennial going to be, well, another strong team in sections. They had a 4-1 win versus them. Blaine as well, a 3-1 win, as I mentioned. They'll be seeded well in the section. Now a chance.
Here comes Collins. Collins all alone. It's a second breakaway for the Rebels. And the second goal, Megan Collins puts it in the back of the net. Rebels up 2-0.
A good poise by Collins. You could see her. She wasn't running just that straight line. She cut over, probably just in front of that, just behind the PK as she cut over. That gave her more net to work with. And also, she had a defender chasing after her, and it kind of changed her route, and the spacing was needed. Very well done by Megan Collins. Gall, she has in double digits for goals this year, now at 10.
When you've got a dual threat that both of them are that good, it's it just puts stress on that defense. And another elbow by Krebsbach, and that will be another free kick.
17-minute mark, the time of that goal for Collins. Again, her 10th of the season.
Taking the kick will be Sadie Lee. Lee with 3 Sabres in the box, including one right on Krebsbach. That one headed out. Lee comes up for it. Sadie Lee puts it in. That one, they'll have an offsides. There was a couple of Sabres that were about 5 yards offsides.
Hey, if I'm Shakopee, I'm not going to wait for that ball to get into the 18. I'm going to drive it.
Yeah.
Even if it's 5-10 yards outside the 18, you got a jet stream at your back, and let that escort and let that partner with you on a shot. And really, you need to get as many shots as you can on goal here with the wind behind you. Take advantage of that. And that ball's going to be knuckling as well and dancing.
You could see that just on the goal kick by Krebsbach. That ended up, or the offsides by Krebsbach, that ended up just floating at the 50 before it dropped. Bath again will put it in. Ends up a little short. It's like a balloon. It just kind of hangs up there. So they're calling it tight right now. A lot of fouls and whistles that were getting called.
Yeah, typically that would have been a nice little pitch from midfield. That hung up, and you could tell it changed directions or at least hit a wall. Dropped almost straight down, probably a good 10 yards in front of the 18. Now here come the Rebels.
Harbaugh gets it up and drives, stepping up right into the play was Hahn. Hahn had it for a second, and then Harbaugh gets taken down by Sadie Lee. A little slow on getting up, not see if she's going to be okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we get another look at all at that last play here, but we talked at the beginning. The last thing you really want are injuries at all going in here to the last game of the season. And, this has been an X-factor player as the season has progressed for the Rebels. You said she's got 3 goals. That's Harbaugh, 3 goals in her last 4 games. And they need to make sure she is okay. She was holding her head. You hope she's not concussed and able to move off. And also with this wind, you've got to keep your substitutions fresh and frequent here. As you're seeing from the Sabres right now. And the Sabres tallied 33 goals this season, surrendered just 14. For the Rebels, 40 goals scored, now 42 with the 2 here in the first half, and surrendered just 15.
Coming in for the Rebels will be Kaylee Johnson along with Olivia Trainus. And Harbaugh starting to get up a little bit. Wonder if she got the wind knocked out of her. A little slow on coming out. Looks like she's still feeling it a little bit, but able to move off on her own power.
Yeah, I don't know if they bumped heads along that way, but definitely need to get her taken care of. That's the first priority here. And make sure she fits that protocol.
Last night during the football game, there were many stoppages for water breaks. Something that the referees and the officials can do. They can still do the same thing for the soccer. And today it's quite a bit warmer. It's Eastenbath with a boot and a line drive, just a knuckler. He tried to keep it down, and that will go out. You can just see the wind is such a factor that even just a deflection seems to go harder than what a normal kick is.
And you're going to have to get some torque on this throw-in. Gets a bounce down the line. We are midway through this first half, a 2-0 lead for the Rebels on goals by Collins, and the first of the game came from Jessica Lee, her 22nd of the season.
So another foul on Shakopee. Getting called pretty close right now. Eastenbath will come up again. Waiting to come in will be Rickel. Kick goes all the way through, lands right by Jessica Lee, and then Gonzalez able to move it out. Eastenbath steps up, tries to get to Kelly. Kelly loses it, and now circling around, and it comes back to the Rebels momentarily, but then stepped up. Nice job defensively on the far side by the Rebels. Looking for Lee. Lee drops it off a deflection to Krebsbach. That's Ainsley. And trying to get it up to Johnson. Not there. Long kick. We'll see Krebsbach come out and grab it. There's a part of that play that you were talking about, Joe, is just get it out and use that wind.
Yeah,
Krebsbach. That one's probably not one of her better ones.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too is when you drop that ball on the punt, it's moving.
Yeah. Yep.
So
right.
you've got to be able to really focus on squaring up. And if you get too much under it, that ball is going to float right back in on you. As Reichel, Ivy Reichel, now in for the Rebels.
Reichel comes in for Ainsley Krebsbach. And Corey Krebsbach will take the goal kick. And she kind of gets it up, kind of punches it up to Trainus, and Trainus misses the trap. It'll go back down. And
Yep, and punches, Jim, is the right term because you're seeing that from Seasonbath on a free kick here just inside the 50, and then this kick as well. But this punt, let's see if she can just carry it just a bit deep. That one not bad, but roll out. It's just so tough to control. If you catch it on your shoelaces, it's going to shank and tail away just like that one. So these conditions, you would guess you're not going to have come section play. So, and that's why
you may have it. It's just going to be about 30 degrees colder.
Yeah,
or more.
You're right. Punch
Little
the
through
head.
ball. Nice job on the far side. Stepping up on the far side was, I believe that was Ava Madsen.
Reichel got rung up as she took a hit, and now a free kick coming for the Rebels as a result at about the 30.
So we've done a lot of soccer this season, Joe, and I tell you, this Champlin Park girls team, I think might be the 5th one that we've done. They have been fantastic. This is an exciting team, one that you would hope that you could see moving through sections.
Yeah, and you know what? They've really developed the season. They just didn't sit with Lee and with Collins, but you kind of see the progression of the team through the season as well. And looking forward to kind of see that play here postseason. Now, not to kick out the chair for the Rebels, but it was last year that Spring Lake Park, undefeated, went into section play, and then they ended up losing to Maple Grove in that section final. And of course, Spring Lake Park, hey, another good team this year, but not quite at that caliber that they had last year with a lot of talented seniors. If I'm the Rebels, I'm looking at section play and who else, are they going to have to contend with? They tied obviously earlier this year with Maple Grove, and Maple Grove kind of brings a little different cadence come postseason.
They certainly do, but Krebsbach able to step up and control the rebound. That was a little bit more difficult than what I think it looked like. And you're right. The great part is the Rebels will be the number 1 seed. There's no question. Win or lose today, they'll still be the number 1 seed. The Moundsview will not be able to catch them. And then you look at the 3-4 matchup on who could possibly be moving up into the semis, or the 4-5 matchup, I'm sorry, and that would be, my guess is Maple Grove and Roseville. So you might see Maple Grove possibly as early as the semifinals.
Tough to tell with
good throw in, and that goes right through, and they're going to call a corner. What a throw in, my word.
Yeah. And this corner kick, this is the first of the first half for either team.
Yeah, you're right.
I might start this one just inside and target maybe, in between the PK or probably right at the PK and see if I can hook back in.
There's 8 players lined up on the goal line. This ball comes back on the backside. Shot. Nice.
But I like that run on the backside. It went long, deep, good corner kick.
It really was. Alexis Breeden on the one-timer.
And we said earlier today, too, you got Shakopee with numerous goal scorers and capabilities. You've got Michaela Lee, 7 goals. Lindell, 7 goals. Hartman with 6. She had a chance earlier here in the first half. And you also got Lopez.
Hartman right on cue, Joe. Right on cue. She drips one right outside the box and the 18 and puts it right on to Krebsbach.
Yeah, on a day like this, you're not looking for the perfect shot. You're just looking for a ball you can put on.
13 minutes left here in the first half. 2-0 goals from Collins and from Lee, both on breakaways.
And they're looking for the ball. It's already went all the way down off the field. And they probably want to get the ball here. There we go. as the ball chasers are trying to figure out how to tame those things.
Schellenberg will take the kick. That one again hangs up right at the end, and push.
I'm telling you,
yeah.
And that was, she struck that ball well, Schellenberg. Very strong kick, but when it hangs up that time, defenders forward, they're all kind of caught in kind of an awkward spot where they're used to running down. That time they were trying to settle up underneath it, and a foul was whistled on the Rebels, and a free kick there for the Sabres as a result.
Yeah, Egan tries to push it up to Johnson, and now Johnson will get it back. Johnson pushes it up front, looking. Initially, she was looking for, I believe that's Reichel.
Hey, I like that through ball by Johnson. I know we talked about the wind. She had a nice bend to it. That was going to be right on the foot of her teammate. That wind had just been a little more tamed, shall we say. But a great idea. I like the look. Those are the things for section play that are key when you're coming up this sideline and you set up a nice through ball for a teammate. Nice little bend.
That will roll out, wind aided. Throwing for the Rebels.
And that's rolling its way to Osseo.
We could pick it up on our way back to Andover tonight. Rebels try to clear it. Goes right over and drops right on to Frink. Goes off the Rebels. Then it'll be another corner kick. One of their best opportunities so far was the last one. We'll see how well it goes on this.
The ball chasers are going to get some mileage on this game. She's hustling after it. Great job. And to corral that just in time, very little delay in getting the ball back at it here. Left foot side here on this corner as we're south of 11 minutes to play in the first half of this match.
Coming in and just misses the top.
That, again, another well-struck ball.
Absolutely.
And she ended, but I'll tell you, I thought that was going to drop upper 90 in the far corner here of the post, but just missed.
Collins about ready to come back in. And now Krebsbach punches it up, and it stops at about the 30. Shakopee now able to get around, and that one goes out. It'll be back to the Rebels on as they get the throw in on the far side. Collins will come in for Lee. Lee has put some mileage on this year. There's not much that she has. I mean, as far as time on the bench, and she just doesn't come off very often.
Yeah, you want to keep her healthy. We saw against Anoka, she sat, a good portion of that second half, and for good reason. You don't want to risk the injury when you have a pretty comfortable lead, but yet keep that endurance up as well and stay ready as well. And we have
Kelly coming back in.
Looks like a goal kick as well. Looking at this Shakopee team's, conference with the South Suburban, Lakeville North at 7-1 this year, took home the crown there, and then Rosemont 6-0, 6-0-2, and you can tell when that schedule finally hit that conference schedule for Shakopee late in that season.
Well, yeah, you had mentioned, they were 8-0-1 going into their 10th game, and at that point, things just kind of turned south. Lost to Matamita, a very good team. Lost to Egan, one of the top teams in 3A. They beat Apple Valley 4-0, and then went through Prior Lake, Lakeville North, and Rosemont in all three conference losses. Rosemont, they felt really good about Rosemont. I think when you were talking
to Brooks,
and
she said, hey, very, we're a very young team in some critical spots. And she said, we just stay composed. That was a key piece. We stayed composed in that Rosemount game, and we hope we can kind of keep that mindset for the remainder the season through section play as well.
Northwest Suburban, I think people, now that Maple Grove's not part of it, they kind of have a, maybe they're not quite as strong. And still with it, a flake went up initially and went back down. Shot and deflected. Nice job by Season Bat to get a deflection on that one. Comes back out, shot in, not anywhere near the goal. Gonzalez goes on the far side here. And we have a whistle. So checking to see on if the player's okay. Checking to see if Collins is okay, I think.
Hey, we also talked about speaking with Brooks, the assistant coach for Shakopee, for the season or just before the game. She graduated from Shakopee and she played her collegiate ball at Drake.
Oof.
See how that ball just darts, it cuts, but that's really the first long ball from that far out.
Well, you can see it. And Krebsbach has got some great hands, and she came in with a little bit more force than I think she was expecting.
Yeah, the ball gets heavy when you're in that spot with the wind behind it. Has a little bit more torque to it.
It's a good alliteration,
impact.
Joe. That really is a good alliteration to that.
Back behind it, and I mentioned Brooks had played at Drake, and she played with Rebecca Musungo. And Rebecca played her high school ball at soccer at Andover. They played, one was a senior, she was a freshman, and of course Rebecca Musungo, a lot of success with the Andover girls soccer team, and then went on to Drake. She's now in med school. 1 year away from finishing med school, and amazing. Of course, her brother is Sam Musungu. Sam playing collegiately in the Ivy League at Cornell University and having success there. But
here comes Lindahl. Lindahl went to the left, tries to keep it in, and I don't want to roll out on the.
But one of those
end line,
hidden
yes.
gem programs is Drake. Drake is just a great college, a collegiate program, and a lot of success with it. And just speaking with Brooks before the game, you could just tell, the vast knowledge he has on just trying to get the players to understand positioning and that movement of it. So what a great benefit to have her as on that coaching staff for Shakopee.
I will tell you that it's nice to hear you talking about Iowa the way you are.
Oh, my gosh.
So Drake, yeah, and I just want to let you know that Coach Alex Alvarez is from Iowa too, Muscatine, and he is a true Hawkeye fan.
Muscatine, they have there's a ball to the 6.
Shot and save by Krebsbach. Nice save on a shot by coming right in by Peyton Lindahl.
Hey,
Lindahl looking for her 8th goal, ripped one.
Hey, she flung a wing out to get that block, and she came out of nowhere. It looked almost like a dig in volleyball.
Yeah.
But she was able to pull that out and make a beautiful save on the ball that was heading to the lower 90.
Well, I tell you what, I don't want to ever say that's routine, but we've seen her make a number of those saves this season.
Got to keep those eyes and those feet moving in that box.
Good job.
Hate to say it, Shakopee finally
Yeah,
getting
you're
into
right,
that
yeah.
flow of, hey, maybe we should have done this a little earlier. Some opportunities, getting a space, but it's probably the Rebels as well, maybe getting a little tired running into the wind and creating a space.
Rebels able to diffuse the run up by the Sabres. Now looks back in, looking for Vink. Shot one. That one goes into the Rebels. Another left-handed shot. That one goes just wide. It will be
A corner. A left
Deflected.
foot shot. You see him on the attack, dialing up some great opportunities with this attack, and really that's transpired over the last 3-4 minutes.
3.5 minutes left here in the first half. Nice corner on the backside header, and that one goes a little high. The timing on the heading even is a little bit different, as you just that wind sometimes can either hold it up, but that nice line drive kick.
Yeah, I mean, you like to have a little loft on that corner. That time you could see with that when she punched it to the top of the 6. But a chance again on the attack as it continues here for the Sabres.
Sabres have owned the last probably 10 minutes. Well, about 7 minutes. Let's put it that way. They have owned it in the Champlin zone.
I want to say, is this the 5th or the 6th corner kick opportunity for Shakopee here in the first half? The last time Gonzalez hit this, struck this ball extremely well with that left foot from this corner.
Lefty comes in. And a header. That one just off the mark as Alexa Breeden.
That's amazing. That ball looked like it was suspended before it dropped to the far corner of the 6, and she got a header on it. But it's so tough to kind of calibrate where that thing is going to drop, and the wind seems like the velo has picked up even a little bit more.
Yeah, it has. It has, again, trying to keep that ball in the same spot for Krebsbach to be able to get it.
It looks like a wrong day for me to promote Loose Hat Day here today at Champlin Park High School.
Paper airplane day if you throw it the right way. Shot in off in the 18. That one off the post, deflected initially, head in, and a score.
What a goal.
Amelia
Outstanding.
Lopez.
Oh, what a great effort. She made the initial save, did Cora Krebsbach on that save. That was whistled from just outside the 18. And much needed. A goal to cut this deficit in half. Sticking with it, staying poised when that ball suspended in the air and following up, crashing the net for the header to get the first goal here this afternoon for Shakopee. It was definitely a goal that they needed. They needed to slice into that 2-0 deficit, and they did with about 90 seconds left here in the first half.
So with goal by Lopez, goal number 6 on the season. She right spot in the right time and the right execution. And we've got a whistle. Are we waiting for Krebsbach? Krebsbach is holding on to as long as she possibly can.
Yeah, you can tell that momentum shift.
Yep.
The Shakopee kind of found their zone, been on the attack. They've kind of hit that switch here late in this first half, but good enough to at least get a goal, break that goose egg. But it's got to feel good, positive motion here before the start, before the end of this first half. 40 seconds left.
The half-hearted jog back with Krebsbach. Smart move, knowing the ticks on the clock are still ticking. Down to 30 seconds.
Hey, you know what? Shakopee has that momentum. It's going. It's just they finally started on that attack mindset. Maybe a little late here in this first half, but at least they got the one goal. This one's sent towards the sun and may not be coming back.
7 seconds left. And that one shot in. It was tied up in the feet of the Shakopee forward and just couldn't get rid of it. The Cora Krebsbach was doing, as Joe would say, dances with the stars, moving back and forth, but able to keep it outside the net. The first half is over, and the Rebels come up with 2 quick goals early, the 4th and 17th minute, but late in the half, a score by Lopez has it 2-1 as far as the Rebels go. Joe, what do you expect in the second half?
Well, you know what? It's going to be like two different chapters for these teams, almost 2 different books. As you look at what they have. It's finally, you saw Shakopee start to hit that switch and that buzz and the attack, and you can see one of the things moving in the field closer to the net. They'll have to keep an eye on. If the wind seems like it's picking up, which means it's going to be even that much more of an interesting second half coming your way here on QCTV.
We'll have second half action coming up next. We'll take about a 10-minute break. Thanks again for being part of this broadcast today on QCTV. 2-1 Rebels.
Hi, I'm Jeff Johnson, the Executive Director at Can Do Canines, where we raise and train assistance dogs to transform people's lives. Our dogs fetch more than just toys. Trained with special skills, these dogs fetch freedom and independence and peace of mind for people with disabilities or at facilities that can benefit from the dogs. Our dogs choose from 6 different types of careers. They can help people who have mobility challenges, hearing loss or deafness, seizure disorders, type 1 diabetes, or childhood autism, or at facilities such as hospitals or community service providers. Since 1989, we've created over 900 mutually beneficial partnerships between these specially trained dogs and people. We place all of our dogs free of charge, thanks to generous supporters, and our mission is only possible due to the care and love that hundreds of volunteers offer by opening their homes to our dogs. Some of the people who help raise and train our dogs are inmates at prisons throughout Minnesota and Wisconsin that partner with us. Each dog stays for months at a time, sharing a cell with their inmate handler, who spends time developing some of the skills our dogs need for their future person. I invite you to check out our website, candocanines.org, for more information or to see when one of our upcoming open houses is happening. We and our amazing dogs hope to meet you soon.
Hi, I'm Tom Goodrich, founder of Fishing for Life. Looking for a meaningful way to engage your employees? Our REI program offers corporations the chance to make a difference while fostering teamwork and connection. We're mobile, so we come to you and we bring everything you need. Together, your team will rebuild thousands of rods and reels, giving them a second life. These aren't just fishing rods, they're tools of hope, ready to be given to kids and veterans who need them most. Make your next corporate event truly impactful. Visit fishingforlife.org to schedule your team's volunteer experience today. Together, we can make a difference, one cast, one connection, one life at a time.
We are Midwest Animal Rescue and Services, aka MARS. We are committed to serving both pet and parent, finding homes for animals that were once lost, left behind, and forgotten, while bringing harmony and enhancing education in our community. We started in 2006 and have a 98% adoption success rate. With the help of our community and people like you, MARS has saved over 21,000 animals. All of our animals live in foster homes as family members. Once they get adopted and go home, they stay home. We have a nonprofit veterinary clinic and dog obedience training services. We are actively supporting both ends of the leash, both people and pets, breaking down barriers and building community. Visit our website, www.midwestanimalrescue.org, to learn more and join our Mars community today.
Hi, I'm Jeff Johnson, the Executive Director at Can Do Canines, where we raise and train assistance dogs to transform people's lives. Our dogs fetch more than just toys. Trained with special skills, these dogs fetch freedom and independence and peace of mind for people with disabilities or at facilities that can benefit from the dogs. Our dogs choose from 6 different types of careers. They can help people who have mobility challenges, hearing loss or deafness, seizure disorders, type 1 diabetes, or childhood autism, or at facilities such as hospitals or community service providers. Since 1989, we've created over 900 mutually beneficial partnerships between these specially trained dogs and people. We place all of our dogs free of charge, thanks to generous supporters, and our mission is only possible due to the care and love that hundreds of volunteers offer by opening their homes to our dogs. Some of the people who help raise and train our dogs are inmates at prisons throughout Minnesota and Wisconsin that partner with us. Each dog stays for months at a time, sharing a cell with their inmate handler, who spends time developing some of the skills our dogs need for their future person. I invite you to check out our website, candocanines.org, for more information or to see when one of our upcoming open houses is happening. We and our amazing dogs hope to meet you soon.
On a typical day, local domestic violence hotlines receive over 19,000 calls, approximately 13 calls every minute. In Minnesota, over 68,000 people experiencing rape and abuse reach out to domestic and sexual violence programs for safety every year. Domestic, sexual, or relationship violence is never your fault, and everyone deserves relationships free from violence. The advocates at Alexandra House know that abuse comes in many forms, and that any behavior used to control, intimidate, or cause fear is abusive. If you or someone you know needs help, we are here to listen with confidential support 24/7, 365 at 763-780-2330 or visit alexandrahouse.org.
Welcome back. Second half just about underway. Joe Rulin, Jim Childs, and Jim. Get a look at some of that exciting action that transpired here in the first half as a little giddy up and go for Shakopee late in that first half as they finally got kind of into a rhythm and cadence with this wind with gusts around 37 to 39 miles an hour. Here's a look at some of those first half highlights, Jim.
You're right, and right off the bat, nice shot from the corner from Jess Lee. She put it in, and then on a breakaway scores, gets past the goalkeeper Hader, and then we saw Krebsbach. Krebsbach took over in a couple of nice perimeter saves. That one, a quick one that she had to come up and diffuse the action coming through. And Megan Collins on another breakaway, able to get past Hader again. It was 2-0 at 17 minutes in, and then Shakopee kind of took over, Joe.
They did, fired many attempts and buzzed the tower on a couple and some corner opportunities. And then finally, right there on the header to follow up, they crashed the net. The goal there by Lopez that cut the deficit from 2-1 goal. And that's where we stand now, a 2-1 lead as both teams back onto the field. I want to just follow up too and see and make sure Harbaugh is back on the field and functionable. She looked like she had, collided heads with one of the savers in that first half. And as we get ready here for postseason, you want to make sure everyone's hitting their stride and healthy for postseason.
You're right. And hey, I want to give a shout out to the crew here for QCTV. Everybody working late last night, either for the doubleheader with Andover and Rogers or Anoka and Champlin Park. The battle for the paddle. Ryan Pierce here early. And then Malik and Tony and CJ all back at the mothership. Doing a great job. Appreciate their help.
And we got to give a call out to these young ladies, the ball chasers.
Yeah,
it's like trying to gather cats out there in this wind, and they're doing a great job of corralling it and getting the
right,
ball
Joe.
back in play.
Yes, you're right. So this half, the Rebels will kick off, and they will have the wind.
By the way, Charlotte, Brooklyn, Harper, Laurel, and then Nord. Is that what I see? And then also Maggie are the ball chasers.
Well, they're
great job.
And I'm sure you volunteer, and the one thing you just don't want to do is have the wind. You're like, or the cold.
Yeah.
The cold.
But, in this game, in this match, it's one of those hidden things, but they can usually gather them pretty quickly, but this wind takes it. And I'll tell you, it's at the back of the Rebels here as we start the second half. And they probably got a little tutoring from the Sabres in the first half on how to adjust and get a flow going as the Sabres head into the wind.
Sabres right out in front. A little one-timer goes off of Siesenbath and then sent up and right over by Sam Harbaugh. Good to see her back out there. As you had mentioned, that was one concern. This one put in, and Schellenberg able to get it out. It'll be the Rebels throw-in.
Hey, but what you saw from the Sabres was short, one-touch passing, and that moved the ball up the field quickly. You saw the long boom from outside the 18. That just died.
Yeah, here comes Lee. She's got Collins in the center, able to the ground. She's on her left and tries to get there, and it will be a goal kick. That way, the wind just outran Jess Lee.
You almost saw her almost try to maybe intentionally put it off the foot of the defender so she could get it back on a little bounce to it.
Kelly gets it over to Lee. Back to Kelly, but that pass failed to have enough mustard on it. And some, like you mentioned, some quick one-touch passing by the Sabres.
And I like their move right here. Young team, good passing.
Yeah, no kidding. On the far side, shot in, and a goal! It ties it up. That's Peyton Lindell with her 8th goal.
Jim, that was just high-level, crisp passing. Executed so well into this wind and then burying it just under the crossbar with a left foot kick. Lindell, Peyton picks up goal number 8 on the season, and we're knotted up at deuces.
Well, definitely you could see you could hear Coach Alvarez saying, let's go. And there's a little bit of urgency now on the Rebels side. Great.
About 90 seconds into this second half. And the Sabres have scored the last 2 goals to tie this.
Clear by Shakopee. The Sabres now tied at 2. Well, out of the 4 goals that's been scored, 3 have been against the wind. Not something we thought we'd talk about. So Harbaugh comes back. Battling Finnick. And now taken away by Lopez. Lopez looks in the middle, and Krebsbach intercepts that pass, looking for Lee on the break.
Well,
Gonzalez
just before the
gets it,
half, too, Jim, with about 15 seconds, Lopez swept a nice shot in front, had caused some confusion, and almost snuck that one by Krebsbach with about 3 or 4 seconds remaining after the initial shot seconds before that. But they've got a good feel for it. She knows where to put it, and we're tied 2-2. And let's see if we can get the Rebels. They hit that next gear and counter with a goal of their own.
Lopez now, nice little dipsy-do move on the far side. Not able to get past Reinhardt. Now does. Gets it back inside. Siesenbath. That's a physical matchup right there.
That is.
Goes out. Good job by Siesenbath to kind of turn everything around, but it's still Sabre ball.
Senior Lopez kind of leaning in, and she wants to unleash that left foot kick and put something close to that.
Ball comes in and drops one-timer by Sabres. Now Kelly gets it up to Lee. Lee is trying to get it through to Collins. Nice little through ball, but hustling back on the near side is Neva Mailer. Mailer kicks it out, but Rebels get the ball back. That's how quick this with the wind, the opportunities can change.
Coaching staff for Shakopee, head coach Robert Davies. Assistant is Ashley Eisner, and of course Brooks. They made some nice adjustments at half and really charted a nice game plan and have this thing tied up, and right now have the Rebels on their heels.
Saturday afternoon matinee here, finishing up the regular season of girls soccer. Between 14 and 16 regular season games. Coach's choice.
Jim, what time does that band function start? Because I can hear some drums in the background.
Yeah, that's nice job by Siesenbath. Nice slide to be able to get that ball away. A little too hot to handle for Krebsbach. That goes out.
But now you always have to like that play of the center backs with Siesenbach along with Schellenberg. Strong back liners.
And
Lopez got it. Maybe tried to influence their execution. Say, hey, I'm going to grit this ball. I got it. Ready? Are we ready for the throw-in? Well, it's not even your throw-in yet. So finally they blew the whistle.
Tried to get about a 15-yard advantage. That one goes all the way through and popped up. Rebels able to settle the ball for a second, but the Sabres get it back.
If you get that ball up in the air, I mean, look at it. It's close to the ground, short punch kicks, one touches for those kicks. But if you get that ball up in the air, suddenly that ball looks like it's inflated with helium, and it just hangs, and it goes nowhere. So strike it strong, squared up, and close to the ground.
Zwanback gets it over to Lopez. Lopez up to left foot.
Just in time. Lopez was ready to load up and unleash her left foot kick, but a great play to get over and cover that time for the Rebels.
Things are heating up right now physically. You can see out there Kelly took one off. She was the one that was able to deflect that. She's massaging the area that got smoked, and then now the Rebels. Here comes their number 3 scorer, or number 4 scorer, I'm sorry, and that's Harbar. Lee with it. Looks in the center. It's got Collins, and on the far side, Krebsbach. Krebsbach gets it. Will settle it down. Drops it back for Morley. Morley puts it into the box, and that one, a little miss hit on that one. That will go wide. Not quite the intensity on that the Rebels had in the first half. Trying to get the motivation back.
Yeah, sometimes you think it just kind of comes batteries included. You just kind of, it'll come, we'll get there, we'll be fine, but it takes some work to get that flow and the cadence going, and now with the wind at the back, I'm surprised that the Rebels haven't had at least 1 or 2 good quality shots on goal thus far.
Lopez gets it past over to the far side. Now past the midline. Stepping up on the pass and trying to get it down to now Collins. Collins had it for a second, then it goes off by Sadie Lee. Lee has played good defensively in that first half and again in the second half. That one looking for Jessica Lee. Lee and Lee get tied up, and Lee gets back onto it, and that one will go, and it'll be a goal kick.
The fans were kind of looking for a PK, but none to be had. She got there, and she almost could only get to that ball if she kind of slid feet first as she tried to poke it by.
The replay right here, she's got 3 Sabres around her, gets through, and, yeah, it was a good call. It was a non-call. Good non-call on that one. Lee just kind of dove for it. Sabres were all around her. Krebsbach knocks that one out. So one more nice day, and then we get back into the regular weather that we're expecting in the first or second week of October. It'll be Free Creek for the Sabres. Sabres trying to get a little momentum as they head into the sections.
Not a bad kick into this wind, far side, down the line, and Lopez again gets by the defense.
That's a little through ball.
Yeah.
And
offside to call. That avoided a corner kick opportunity there. It was going to be for the Sabres. They've come back, Jim, down 2-0. Playing with that wind in the first half. They tallied that goal late in that first half and scored early here to tie it up at 2-2. And just kind of tell a momentum shift here. And you just kind of take for granted that the Rebels are going to be able to capitalize with the wind at their back with the scores that they have on their team. But so far, the Sabres have really been up for the challenge and really, you know, coming off a tough 2-1 loss to Rosemont, one of the top teams in their conference and in the state, maybe build some confidence within them as well.
You're right. And, you know, the one thing that we're seeing a much different is they are the one-touch passing. They are getting rid of the ball quickly, and their spacing is excellent. Good run a little bit. Nice job by Siesenbath to step in and intercept that pass, but she gets it taken away immediately. And coming down is Hartman.
Fink is doing such a great job on the ball for the Sabres there as it rolls off the foot. And it'll be given to Harbaugh for the Rebels.
I can't figure out why she wouldn't want to do a throw-in. The one-handed throw-in.
Yeah, exactly.
Short bridge over Lee's, bounces over Lee and gets past Collins. And then thrown back down by Madsen. And that one goes out. It'll be throw-in for the Rebels.
And hey,
here in the second half.
Yeah, you know, a throw-in or maybe even a free kick, and it's downhill. So you have to be ready if you're a keeper for anything that's going to be one bounce away from being on goal or something that hey, they can get by you. So following it all along here and down line, maybe trying to set up a corner opportunity.
Ball still in play, and now it goes out. It'll go back to the Sabres. Rebels retreating. Some direction giving, some communication, but like I said, just not quite the intensity they had in the first half right now. And you could tell just momentum-wise, Shakopee continues to be there. Now Collins with it. Collins gets it over to Lee. Lee with a left-footed shot and saved by Hayter. Goes right off her knee. Kind of hangs perilously right inside the 18.
That's that spin cycle move we've seen often this year by Lee. Spin cycle gets a gap and snaps off a shot.
That's a little footwork by Lopez. Lopez gets it back onto her feet. 5 goals this season.
Oh, but
or 6 goals, sorry.
Yeah, she's just doing a fantastic job of controlling pace, but also feeding her teammates.
Now Wilkie drops it back for a mid, and that will be handball. It'll go over to the Rebels. Coming in for the Rebels
The one thing I didn't get, Jim, as we prep here, where were the Rebels ranked state-wise coming into this match?
I think they were 6th or 7th. I'm not sure. I don't know if it got updated as far as that. As far as the QRF, they're number 2.
Yeah, Wayzata, certainly the team,
Yeah.
followed by Minnetonka. They go 1 and 2 for the most part this season.
Here comes Harbaugh. Harbaugh's got some space. Now she's got 2 Sabres on her and tries to get it through. Diffused is the name that the Sabres should be using on their defensive strategy, because that's all they're doing with the Rebels, is diffusing every attack. 25:50 left here in second half, tied at 2. 2 unanswered goals. One by Lopez, one by Lindahl. And the Rebels trying to finish with an undefeated regular season. 11-0-2 coming in. Let's say not undefeated, unbeaten. Krebsbach able to get through a couple, tries to get it up to Collins. It's been a game of inches so far in the second half, and there just has not been many inches that have gone the Rebels' way. Pushing and physical play on the far side it'll be a Rebels free kick.
At Wayzata this season, 12-0-2 on Tuesday. They knocked off Maple Grove. So they still remain at the top as just a team with so many goal scorers on the team. In fact, they have scored 56 goals this season and surrendered just 10. That's Wayzata.
Well, I think they scored 11 against Andover. Here into the box. Good header by Lee to get that up. But the Rebels now have a corner kick.
Yep, good work. Get a little buzz going. And Lee heads to the corner for the opportunity. This is the first corner kick opportunity of the afternoon for the Rebels. A set piece opportunity as they've got to figure out how to line up. Keep someone deep enough for a backdoor cut coming off the 6. This time just a bit short.
Looking around, Lee able to get the throw in back for the Rebels.
Approaching 23 minutes left here in this match. We'll see if that wind kind of gets at the Sabres here and test their endurance.
Header drops over, one-timer front over, and Lee puts one over. She wants that one back. Collins able to trap it momentarily and just push it over to Jess Lee, and just shot it right over the crossbar.
Yeah, Lee herself had to settle the ball up high, and then once it bounced, you could tell it wasn't going to be your traditional bounce. It came in on that knee. She sent a shot over the top of the crossbar. But here's a critical spot. Here's a punt or a goal kick. And if the Rebels can get some of those and maybe circumvent and jump cut those, they could put themselves in a spot. Here's a run now.
Oh, nice. Shortbridge with a nice step up to be able to intercept that pass, but ball couldn't get settled. Now looking down, that wind just playing too much as Collins tries to get it to Lee.
Yeah, and if you're a defender or a midi, you're looking at a chance to jump a pass. Even that throw, that roll by the keeper was a little lacked some confidence. Almost put it out there for an easy steal for the Rebels.
Well, when they're deep in that territory, you can see Shakopee not comfortable with trying to move things around. Gonzalez gets it up, and Shortridge able to get up to Lee. Nice header. Drops it for Collins just a little bit too far. But the ball is still deep. They'll kick it out.
Got to be tough running into this wind, and you can see.
Here comes Lee. Lee with a shot over and just missed it.
Tried to go upper 90 on the crossbar. It actually went lower 90 on the goal post. Just across and tucked it just inside the corner.
Lee on a nice turnaround. She had it picked out. Sabres now on the attack, past the midline. Drops it down and a swing and a miss for the Rebels. Shakopee switches fields. And
good defense. Just
at Shortridge. Boy, two nice plays by Shortridge.
I'll tell you, the back line has played extremely well for the Rebels.
They really have. Here comes Krebsbach on the far side. He's got Lee cutting in. Cross, and it just couldn't.
Yeah, couldn't lift it, couldn't get that
toe. Couldn't connect it. Shut back in, Collins at the 18 shot, and that one will go wide. Goal kick for the Sabres. Starting to get a little more momentum are the Rebels. Looking for the ball. Now taking their time, too, are the Sabres.
Yeah.
We're under halfway through the second half. Lee will take the kick. Drops it over. They continue to just switch fields. One-timer, and now that one goes up. Shortridge steps up. And that one will drop. Picked up by Lopez. Lopez there for a second and taken away by Madison, and then goes out, and now the Shakopee Sabres on the far side trying to get it back. Their offense is getting run through Lopez.
Lopez has her right now on their off foot. Good job defensively. They really capitalized. They could tell she was on that off foot and wanted to move it up near midfield, which they did.
Lopez still on her knees. Don't know if it's the tank is low or she's injured, but getting up now. And
yeah, well, we're below the 20-minute mark. In fact, about 18 and a half left in this match, tied at 2-2, the lone goal. Came about 90 seconds into the second half by the Sabres.
So Morley comes in for Shortridge. Shortridge looks like she might have got dinged up a little bit on the last two deflections.
Lindell with that goal for the Sabres. That was her 8th of the season.
Siesenbath tries to get it up to Lee. Lee's got 3 defenders on her at all times. She gets past one. Now gets it over to Collins. Collins in a race with Lee. Sadie Lee will kick it out. And the Rebels able to tilt the field again. Jessica Lee wanting to turn. Back to the goal. Gets it back to Krebsbach. Krebsbach from the 20. Nice save by Harder. Harder.
And Harder just had that thing. She didn't have time to really get those gloves in a spot, and she just essentially punched it right back at the Rebel attacker, and a throw-in.
Krebsbach now left foot and right through the box. Were landed right at the 6, looking for Harbaugh, who was coming through. It'll be a goal kick, but that was another strong opportunity for the Rebels.
Yeah, no one on that back side, and heading towards it was Harbaugh as well, but that was a blistering crossing shot across the 6.
Kaylee Johnson comes in. Too many Lees out there. There's 3 Lees on the field right now, and all of them are fairly active.
Well, you got Kaylee, and then Kaylee
Lade.
Lade.
Kaylee Johnson, yes,
and
you're
Kaylee
right.
Lade, yeah, and then you also, of course, Wall go. A little play with the names here, and Shakopee starting a run.
And here comes Shakopee again. Rebels able to at least slow the progress. Drop back for Lopez. Lopez wanted to go to her left.
Yep, she wanted to set it up on that left foot.
And now trying to get it into the box. Nice job, I thought, on the far side.
Yeah, she had a teammate waiting just above the 18. A nice feed that time by Lopez, but defensively.
Oh, here comes.
And we got an offside.
Yeah, we've got Avery Bears was looking for goal number 2. Good job by the Rebel defense to take a step up.
South of 16 now here in this match.
Here's a look at that offsides. And she was off about, looks like about a yard or 2. Ethan Bath will give it a swing.
As they try to run down a ball here, finally. Backhand play. I'll tell you, the Sabres look fresh. They've been running into that wind the last 25 minutes, and they still look pretty fresh and still executing. They're making their attack, short burst, quick touch passes. Here's a chance.
Here we go. Little Lindahl with another chance, and it'll be a corner. But Peyton Lindahl had a chance. He just got it on and just could not control the pass. Goes out.
And the first corner, I believe, of the half here for this Sabre team. And doing the honors will be a strong left foot kick in Emily Lopez. Lopez takes a deep breath, gets the team set. They've got a couple of runners near the top of the 18 on this setup. Trying to get some motion here before impact. Kept low.
That rolled right through a couple of them. Still on the ground. Lindahl had it for a second. And it now just nice job just to get the ball out and reset for both teams.
Yeah, there was a lot of activity inside the 6. That's not comfortable at all if you're a keeper.
No.
You can't get to the ball, but you see a lot of movement.
Good throw-in that lands in the middle of the box, almost to the 6. And Egan able to get out. Now Jessica Lee gives chase, and there's Sadie right with her. And she'll turn it around.
Yeah.
Move it up. Krebsbach able to intercept that pass. Looking for Collins in the center, and that one skips past. And that will go down. It'll be a goal kick, but Wind is playing with the timing and the strength of the passes and receptions of the Rebels.
Yeah, and you could tell that the counterattack there for the Rebels, they were on a goal hunt and trying to get the numbers back to support. Back in is Andrea Gonzalez, a senior on that back line. Defense-wise, they've done a great job, and I really thought the Rebels would be up front and attacking a little more aggressively with the wind at their back. Sabres.
Good physical play there. Johnson gets held back. Schellenberg gets up, heads it. Not probably the direction she wanted. And now Johnson again. Throwing for the Rebels. Plenty of time for both teams, down to 12 minutes, but the Rebels just have not been able to use this wind the way that they were hoping.
Yeah, even on that last inbound, I thought they'd be more on the attack, a little bit more aggressive. They were playing back and just kind of allowed the Sabres to kind of leisurely kind of get possession. Here's Lopez working feverishly. Good job.
Yeah, she's very good. Lopez now a little drop.
Throw in is coming for the Sabres. So they gradually move in for a scoring opportunity here south of 12 minutes in
Good
this
throw.
match.
Yeah, good throw. Blackburn now tries to push it back in. And that one's kicked, and you could see the wind on that one. That one actually almost went backwards for a while. Looking on the far side. And they'll drop it up. Jessica Lee will.
Nice job. Good ball. Way
Yep.
to send it length
Yep.
and keeping it low. Now here's where you get on the attack. You're going to watch this punt. And you're going to roll it out instead. So plenty of room there. But you haven't seen the Rebels kind of move down and brings on pressure. And really start to jump some of these passes.
That one right at center. Sabres on all the 1v1 balls seem to be able to muscle it away.
Yeah, you know, with this win, you can shift that momentum quickly and really start to play downhill, literally. Feel like it's downhill here. If you can get some pressure going just even near the 18, just as the Sabres discovered, hey, we don't need to be inside that 18 to put a quality shot on. That quality shot can come from a 25-yard line if need be. Getting a
Both
quick
teams,
break. See some Bath defenders there have been just, I'm sure, exhausted. Both Schellenberg and Bath out right now for the Rebels. Oh, they just went over to get some quick water. Apparently a water break. But still time moving. 10.5 to play.
Shortridge back out there now. This one will roll.
Good
And
hustle.
nice job. Nice hustle by Lee. Lee again. And that one comes to Collins. Collins with a header and a score! Jesus, goal! Her second of the game.
Hey, a burst opportunity that time. Not how you usually draw it up, but you want to be around that 6, and I'll tell you that was all initiated by the hustle of Lee, who raced down to save that ball from crossing that end line, then managed to navigate it closer to the 6. And there and ready, that's hey, you have to be in those spots, and yet the 6 with the header burying her second goal of the game is Collins, and now a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, it was just a deflection that went up, and Collins positioned correctly, able to get the head on it.
The Rebels reclaim the 1-goal lead, and that's now at 10 minutes left here in this match. Sabres have never led. They've trailed or tied. Haven't been at a tie for the most part here in this second half. They scored that tying goal 90 seconds into this second half.
Comes out, and that one, nice through ball, but Krebsbach able to get there. Looking for Avery Bears. Streaking in on the near side.
Even as a keeper, if you can get a good punt, you can shift the tables and get your players quickly and your attackers pursuing that ball.
Rebels right now doing a nice job being able to step in front of those passes to the forwards. Morley now. Or Manson, sorry.
You know, on days like this, you can tell when a player does not strike that ball well. Anything that's a little soft or off the mark or spins, it's magnified on a day like this with this wind because, hey, it's going to slice. It's, going to go way off the mark. So when you strike it well, like that ball, well struck into this wind and found its way inside the 6 and the save there by Cora.
Krebsbach now gets it. Nice boot right there.
And that's what you need to get on those punts. With the wind at your back, try to get the players down the field, allow maybe a little hesitation time to allow your attackers to get down that field a little farther. But those punts can shift the momentum and slant it downhill as just under 8 to play here. And the Rebels reclaim the lead now 3-2 late in this match.
Now, ball got through a Rebel, but turned away by Schellenberg, and she flips the field quickly, but still the Shakopee ball. So the playoffs, the section playoffs will start on Tuesday the 7th. As of right now, it looks like Edison, Camden, and North will be the 8th seed in Section 5. That will be most likely the first opponent for the Rebels.
You can hear the bands warming up behind us. Jim, I think they're circling your car.
Well, it could be. But, there's a lot of good things in there. So Collins now tries to get it.
Just missed on that pass, a little chip. Trying to put it on the toe or near the toe of Lee.
And Shortridge's aggressiveness in the second half has been noticeable. Let's put it that way. She's had a nice second half. Now, good battle here between Siesenbath and Lopez. Lopez, good footwork. Boy, she has an excellent job being able to control that body, but that pass goes errant. Gonzalez has to punch it up. And Krebs back now with it for a second. Shortridge sends it down. And Lee will wait for.
Yeah. Once that ball gets some rolls, it's almost like you're walking a dog next to it if you're a defender.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you just want to be around it, make sure nobody else gets to it, and you got to kind of guide it to the keeper. That rollout, boy, that's a tough error here. So a chance for the throw-in. As it rolls out of play, now you get a throw-in from about the 25 with under 6 to play. And this throw-in, you can kind of get near the 18.
Yep, you're absolutely right. So Reinhardt, Kelly, and Harbaugh back in. Shortridge slows it down to Lee. Lee with Gonzalez on her, tries to get it around and
tried to get a corner kick opportunity, will not. But, you know, we're not only talking about this wind magnifying some missed kicks or not striking it wrong, just even a rollout, a pass. Errors are just elevated. They're a little bit more obvious to the eye here. You got to stay with that technique.
Finkian for the Sabres. Lee kicks it out. It'll be the Rebels' ball again. We saw this at the end of the first half as well, where the Rebels defensively looked like they were a little bit out of gas, and we're starting to see that on the Shakopee side. When you're running against the wind for 40 minutes, the final 10 are a little difficult, and we're down to the final 5. And haven't seen we haven't had a whole lot of whistles in the second half. Quite a few in the first.
Correct.
It will be Sabres' ball.
And it's tough here with the wind against them. Sabres need to roll it up and bring some pressure upfield. The ball just arbitrarily continuing to roll deep, but trying to get back to that one-touch passing approach of the Sabres.
Yeah, the Sabres now trying to get it. Jess Lee now on the ball, stepping up. Shortridge again. She's able to push it all the way down. Harder will come out of the net.
Yeah, good job that time to read that pass and jump it. And then you sent it to the complete opposite corner on the ground, taking some time off the clock, and then the keeper sends it out of bounds instead of just settling the ball
that's
and finding a teammate there. There's sometimes the inexperience of that sophomore keeper, Reese Craig, who's usually between the pipes. Has an injury that they want rested before they start section play.
So the Rebels can't capitalize. That one not touched by anyone. Wind, I think, Joe, you said it was between 37 and 39. Was that knots or miles an hour?
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about my ACT score.
Oh, well, that's pretty good.
So.
That's solid. 37 to 39.
Yes.
Mine was 3.7.
No, but it did. You could feel the velo, a little lull in that first half of that wind, but then it really started to kick up here. Still kind of feels a little strong, but seems a little bit more manageable now.
And the announcers, too, are staying strong through the second half as well.
We are.
Yep. Schellenberg knocks that one out. Shakopee with Lopez out. Now trying to get something rolling. Schellenberg turns around and takes a weird hop, and that one will roll all the way to midfield. Lee.
Yep, they're pushing up the line here defensively. Sabres no choice. So they try to tie this up. Jumping this pass. Lee right on her hip. The Sabres try to send it deep, and this one's going to go out of play, out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Sabres as we're under 2 to play.
Caitlin Shortridge has really had a nice second half, and she continues to just be the aggressor. As we go, it'll be another throw-in for the Rebels. Down under 2. Rebsbach knocks it out. It'll go back to the Rebels.
Hey, you take time off the clock. They got to throw it back in and reset, so why not? 90 seconds left here in this match. 1-goal lead for the Rebels as they try to stay unbeaten.
And we're going to have a
move
stoppage in the clock. Lee will come out. Morley will come in.
Yep, any substitutions? At this point, they stop that clock. In the past, some teams might just run clock by making a number of substitutions.
Rebsbach giving chase down on the far side. Lee is just going to let it roll. And
that was a nice little pivot move that time.
No kid. Yeah, it was a little bait and switch there. It's a goal kick.
Under a minute as the Rebels try to hold on and grab this win and end the season 12-0-2.
Stepping up, Rebels, and that will roll all the way back to Harder. Harder will hustle that ball up. And she gets rid of it and turned back immediately by Morley. Harder again grabs it. Sabres have to hurry. This one will go up, and then Krebsbach will just push it back down. Gonzalez settles it. She's going to try to get some distance on this one. The wind not helping at all, and the halfward jog towards the ball by Caitlin Shortridge.
Under 10 to play here, and this match will go the way for the Rebels. Take home a 3-2 win to end the regular season. 12-0-2 on a windy day. Very uncommonly strong win. They managed to way through that and get the win tonight, or this afternoon rather, Jim.
So the Sabres will fall to 9-6-1. Both will find out their fate tomorrow morning as the section assignments will be out as far as seating goes, and so we will not be able to show any schedules as far as that goes, but we've got plenty of sports this next week coming up on QCTV, including, I know on Wednesday we have got volleyball. It'll be at Andover, and then swim and dive on Tuesday.
Actually, on the 7th, there'll be there you go, swim and dive.
Yep, and then volleyball on Tuesday as well. That'll be the Anoka Tornadoes against the Blaine Bengals. That'll be a good Section 7 matchup as seedings continue to kind of filter in. And then Champlin Park at Andover. That will be another solid one on Wednesday. Another Northwest Suburban as Champlin Park continues to move towards the championship in the Northwest Suburban 8. And then Rogers on again. They've been on as many times as the rest of the member cities. They'll be taking on the Tornadoes, and Tornadoes looking for their first win. So that is the story coming up this next week. Joe, it was a great regular season soccer for the Northwest Suburban, but you've got to hand it to Alex Alvarez and his Champlin Park Rebels, undefeated And 12-0-2, looking to be the number 1 seed coming up in Section 5.
Yeah, it is a good momentum. Congrats to them as the number 1 seed. And, hey, now the pressure starts to come towards them as they start their next season and that next level of play that they'll need to have as teams now target them as the top seed in the section, and look forward to seeing their success continue. Also, congratulations to Shakopee. A great battle this afternoon. They end their season, regular season, 9-6-1.
Well, that will do it for us here at Champlin Park. Thanks to the on-site camera pro, technical pro, Ryan Mush, along with Malik and Stash back there, along with CJ back at the mothership. We appreciate you being part of this broadcast today, and hope you have a wonderful weekend in this beautiful weather. Thanks again, Rebels 2, Sabres 1.